poor little Jewish girl moved to Ethiopia, and like she was pregnant too. She got pregnant by this Ethiopian dude there, who actually it was his second time getting an American pregnant. But the first American dipped out on him. She was like, fuck Ethiopia, I'm out of here.
We're going back to 2021.
Right, exactly.
I'm going back to the future. What's up, guys? It's another episode of Once Upon A BnB. It's your host, Annsleigh.
And it's Ian.
Moneybags Maha here. Little baby Janet also.
Hi, baby Janet.
LBJ.
And we're happy to be here for another episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning into us along this journey. I don't know what number we're on, but we're going to pop it off. Okay.
Apparently people actually listen to this. One of my friends messaged me on Instagram and said that we were funny. I was like, wow, someone's listening.
Thanks, friend.
Terrell, what up?
Hope you're listening to this one too.
I know, right?
We give individual fan shout outs.
Yeah.
We're so popular we can shout out each fan.
If you contact us, we will give you a shout out. I have a friend. Sure. Shout out to his actual name is Orlando. He's a junior. Actually, shout out to him for listening.
I guess I have no shout outs to give / no friends.
Shout out to Ian's mom. She's listened to She's listened at least once, we know.
She's listened to her episode a lot. Right. I'll tell you that.
She listened over and over.
she's played it for other family members.
Oh my god,
she's a celebrity.
/ friends. Her friends. My
That's
mom, who's
really
more popular than me.
She said she had a lot of Facebook friends.
Yeah.
And she has like her friend group. I just remember a lot about your mom. Sorry.
Yeah, the Rosary crew.
Yeah.
I'm about to go see him briefly before church.
Too.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm like asking the producers to block my parents from like our IG and stuff. They don't need to see this or hear this. Yeah, same.
Good news is, I mean, I don't know if my parents would have ever figured out the podcast without me showing them. So there's a little bit of protection from not knowing how to podcast.
My parents didn't understand what a podcast
the radio?
was. That's exactly what my mom said. She's like, so the radio? I'm like, kind of.
But you can't listen to it on the radio.
Yeah, it's not on demand. I mean, it's on demand, not like just on the radio waves. But anyways.
Parents are cool.
Yeah.
I feel like Ian might have a situation.
Oh, yeah. Well, speaking of the parents, at my parents' Airbnb, I was over there. I've been using their house as storage, and they were.
We saw the picture.
Chagrin.
Yeah, the storage sofa, or the sorting sofa. They're selling the sofa, so they replaced the sofa in the basement Airbnb with a queen mattress, or a sofa bed with a queen mattress.
Oh,
yeah, it's actually another lazy boy.
Another $10,000 couch.
They didn't. I don't think they pulled out all the whistles to get quite so long.
Not Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, but They did. It had just been collecting dust upstairs. Like no one ever slept in it, so they had the bright idea of getting the brothers to. My littlest brother's the strongest one, so I got the brothers over there. I'm not doing without him, and we got everyone moved it.
It works out like that sometimes.
Yeah. And so the first guest this week, they upped their prices, and then they turned down a guest with dogs. So like we're not allowing dogs if they're not there, if they're only there for a weekend. That's just not worth it. And then it was a request, and the guy was like, "Can we? We're doing a." History of my dad was like, wait, they're always like, what brings you to Dunwoody? Or whatever, And then he's like, we're doing a history of hip hop class. And they're like, oh, interesting. And then they're like, that's fine, And then that was it. So then I'm sorting on the couch.
At the Airbnb?
It's
That's
a big
just what they're in town for?
Yeah, they said it was going to be like 7 people. He asked if they could have 3 to 4 cars at one point on Sunday.
Oh, so they are doing
this is happening right now.
Airbnb. Oh, as we speak.
Well, I guess he just wanted to explain it simpler or something. Because when I got to talking to him, I was over there. They pull up and they're unloading, and I'm sorting shit by the couch, and just going through all my stuff, put it in boxes, and then I see him. So I'm chatting with him I'm like asked about the hip hop class. He's like, well, do you know who KRS One is? And I was like, yeah, a little before my time. It's not like I remember coming up, but and that's who they're filming a documentary in my parents' basement.
About KRS One?
I don't know the exact details. We had each other at IG, but I haven't, I don't know.
You and KRS One, or you and the
me and the other guy? Yeah, the producers. Yeah. I didn't want to be like, hey, gonna creep up on the, but I did wave at him from afar when they got there.
KRS One is more than one person, or is it one
guy?
Person?
I don't.
Okay, just making sure.
You got to be a student of hip hop.
Like I was insane. But,
KRS One.
It's not KRS Two. Okay.
But that's an acronym. I forget what it stands for.
I don't know what it stands for, though.
Okay, good.
I want to know more about the aesthetic of specifically choosing the basement to shoot.
Well, all right. It's that was the man cave growing up. That's what I shared with. I was like, and I was talking about how like whenever I'm here, my parents are yelling at me for not being loud because I can't walk around on the like. They're like, "Oh, we got guests." There's a pain. I'm like, I live down there. You know, they're like, they get mad if I flush the toilet like in that bathroom. Like I spent my entire formative years down there in the man cave that's been converted to a nice basement Airbnb that KRS One filmed an interview in. So I guess we'll see that in the documentary. I'll find out
that's fun. Yeah.
And then we can use an Airbnb ad.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That is pretty cool.
I wonder.
Super random.
Yeah, very random.
Super sus.
Yeah, right.
I wonder, I don't know if we could, I don't know how that would work, but maybe
name a KRS One song, guys.
It's that
I know the one song.
The police one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only one I think
Tell
I know.
me more.
And then the first thing it's one? Like, well, I mean, it's like, you know, it's like old school rap,
like
so
basic,
I can't do it. It sounds, you know, but it's
it's like, you know, it's like this.
What comes to my
cadence.
head? Yeah, what comes to exactly. That's exactly. But what comes to my head is the Sublime song where he's like, "What I know because of KRS One."
I remember he was beefing with somebody.
Again, I didn't start really listening to music till like MTV in the early '90s, so that was just, you know.
He was like beefing with like a new age rapper at one point, and it was getting kind of serious, but I forget.
Interesting.
Probably throwing disrespect on his name like Maha was earlier.
Right. Like, is that one person or?
They were like, yeah. I wish we could like get him on the show. That'd be cool.
Can we make it happen?
He was like, yeah, let's chat later. And that's what we got the exchange, not KRS One, the other guy. The guy I'm sure they got stories. Yeah, I just know him from like every hip hop documentary.
Yeah.
You know, they always need KRS One's opinion on.
And then like,
whatever's going on.
I'm sure, I feel like, you know, a couple like Eminem bars or a couple other like more rappers that I know, they like throw their list. They're like, I got a list. Here's a list, you know.
Yeah, KRS One.
Yeah.
So is KRS One's real name Chris? I don't know.
I think well, it's like Chris. I think his name is Lawrence, but he goes by Chris or something.
Random.
Maybe I can Google it later.
I like wanted to start playing his music when like the guy told me that because it was before he's like, yeah, he's gonna be here later. And so, but I was listening to a podcast or not. I was listening to a book on tape. It sounds like a podcast.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't want to be like, oh, they mentioned KRS One, so I started playing the music.
Right.
I listened to like one song in secret. I was like, oh, yeah, the police one. I was like, that's the song.
The police one. That's hilarious.
That's so cool. I can't wait to see how that turns out. I love documentaries.
Exactly. And I mean, and, you know, I guess he's the go-to guy for documentaries. So that's where they interviewed him.
Were your parents like?
Well, I explained.
They probably are more likely to know than like Ian, right? Well,
I explained, and they thought it was cool. I heard my mom talking about it.
To her friends.
I don't know. It's called
the Rosary
Woo,
Group.
woo. It's the sound of the police.
Oh,
yeah.
Woo, woo.
Yeah.
It's the sound of the police.
There you go, Maha.
It's the like.
That's the one that I can, and I'm sure I'd recognize more. But you know, I bet you like he's got a couple of tracks that was on the Vice City soundtrack for the rap station and GTA.
That's so funny. He probably does.
Yeah. I'm sure another one was like in an iconic, you know, 90s movie. Right. Maybe it was a Boys in the Hood. I don't
know. He is crazy. This man is crazy.
Don't be a menace. Yeah.
In real life. Speaking of crazy, we have some bizarre places.
Yeah, man. I found this list of the top 10 most bizarre vacation rentals in the whole world.
Wow.
I'm not going to do all 10 of them, and we'll put the picture up on the YouTube, but I'll do a few. The first pretty cool one was there's a tree house, but it's not just a regular tree house. This house lands solidly in the latter category of, okay, never mind. Anyways, it's located on a wildlife preserve in Africa, and it's like raised on stilts. So you're literally in the middle of a wildlife preserve with giraffes, zebras, impalas, birds, buffalo wandering around everywhere. And it's like right near a watering hole, so you actually get to see all the animals come and go.
Oh my gosh.
That's where they get, you know, the watering holes. I've seen.
That's where people get fucked up.
Yeah. That seems like that's exactly where I was going with that, Maha. And that seems like a great place for a treehouse.
Yeah. Although it's like super high on stilts. It's probably like 3 stories up.
Yeah, you probably need to be extra high up in the fucking jungle.
Right, yeah. Because some of these animals can climb, too.
Some of those other animals have teeth at the treehouse, and they're drunk.
Right, exactly.
I was in a play in elementary school, and we had a song. It was like, "Who's at the watering hole?" And so we were all like little animals.
Oh, that's
very cute.
Adorable.
What animal were you?
Okay, so it was called Why Mosquitoes Buzz, and me wanting to be the star, wanted to be the mosquito, right? Not reading the script. Of course, the mosquito gets swatted and killed in like the first couple of seconds of the play.
That's hilarious.
I'm like, wow, all this work for nothing.
When they kill the main character though early, that's the sign of a good show. Like Game of Thrones, when they
like,
behead the guy. I won't spoil it for any person who you're either gonna watch it or you're not.
I did not.
They chopped off Ned's head.
I'm like, dang it! It just swatted me to death. I thought it was gonna be like a big thing.
That's hilarious.
How did you like?
You probably made the death so long and dramatic.
It was like the mosquitoes. You know how mosquitoes are annoying. So the whole plot of the play.
Yes, I know. If you listen to the Brazil episode, God,
it's why do they buzz? So I'm like buzzing in their ear, and everybody goes swat, and it just kills me.
I bet you buzz like way longer than you needed to. Like now the lion's talking, you're like, don't forget about me.
Just swatted me.
Oh man. The next Airbnb is Igloo Village.
That reminds me of, not to interject, but we saw an igloo on that Netflix show. That was one of...
the show.
Yeah. And that was universally hated, that igloo. They were like, yeah, but it's still an igloo, so it's fucking cold.
So these are, it's famous glass igloos in a frosty setting that would make even Santa jealous. They have like a warm fire and they give you like fuzzy blankets and sleeping bags. But you have to be really comfortable with the people you're traveling with because you all sleep in one really big bed.
That has actually worked to, I'm now blanking on all the guys' names from that Netflix show, but the dude, Louis,
I think,
yeah. He was like, now I'm finally in bed with the ladies. Come here and get this body warm.
Creep, for sure. Next, there's an actual gingerbread house. If you're a fan of
is it edible?
It is not edible.
Says who?
If you want a magical spin on your tropical escape, consider crashing in this gorgeous garden cottage where Jimi Hendrix reportedly stayed during his travels in the 70s. Recently remodeled, it's lined with cedar on the inside.
I was about to say, hope you don't eat it. This is the 70s,
right?
But that's new. That they recently added new gingerbread, so maybe you can.
Yeah, I guess it's cedar on the inside, so it smells good. Not quite like gingerbread. Don't know.
Well, then what's real life about this gingerbread house?
Yeah, it's not that gingerbready, actually. If you find yourself in Cottonwood, Idaho, for any reason, there's a Airbnb shaped like a beagle.
What?
It's a beagle-shaped Airbnb that is worth visiting if you're in Cottonwood. It's probably the coolest thing in Cottonwood, Idaho.
If you're a beagle enthusiast, that might be worth.
If you're a beagle enthusiast,
the exodus.
It would be pretty cool for Instagram, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If your beagle had like their own IG page, like
right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people. I haven't heard
we missed the boat on that. I should have made you an
IG. She's the star of at Once Upon A BnB, so it's okay.
There's also a B&B that is shaped like the boot from There Once Was an Old Lady Who Lived in a Shoe. She had so many children. She didn't know what to do. Yeah.
Where was the dad in that story?
Can I see a photo of this boot?
True. Yeah, here's the
boot house.
Here's the boot
wow.
house. It looks just like
that reminds me of
right?
that house is a boot in the same way that like the van in Dumb and Dumber was a dog. You know?
Like
it's just like or like the floats on parades, you know, but we never have to build one like for homecoming.
It's like paper mache.
Yeah. That's doesn't look like
a pretty good boot.
Yeah, but it's like they took like something and they like shaped it up.
And then
I don't think on the inside of that boot you see like the curve of the shoe.
True.
I wonder. You think it's just like a flat roof and then some extra shit on top?
That's what it looked like to me.
I don't know. Hopefully you can climb up into the heel
I want to be able to get into
get in the ankle of the boot.
Yeah. That's cool. I would like to like check off a travel list of crazy.
Yeah.
The best place is probably the one by the watering hole. That's insane.
Yeah, the one that's in Africa on the stilts. That'd be pretty cool. I want to do more African travel. I've only been to Egypt and Africa, which, you know, barely counts.
One day.
I mean, I guess it counts. But, you know.
It counts. It counts.
But you're just going home, you know, Egyptian heritage.
Exactly. Except every time I'm there, they're like, where the hell are you from? And I'm like, here, bitch. They don't believe it.
Can you tell? But yes. Okay, speaking of foreign travel, I have some fun facts. They're quick, short, to the point. I think they're kind of fun. So I never do this. I don't know if you guys ever knew this. But in Ethiopia, the current year is 2013. I probably should have.
Wow, it's still 2013 in Ethiopia for some reason.
So 8 years back?
I will say this. Ethiopia maintains its own calendar, which, due to a difference in the perceived date of the
birth of Jesus, probably.
Yes, Ian. Yes. Is 7 to 8 years behind the Georgian calendar, which is used as standard across most of the world. In Ethiopia, the new year also begins on either August 29th or August 30th. I guess whichever they feel.
So they're not only off by years, they've shifted the count, like months too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What about the same day?
So it's 2013.
Like, is it the 13th here and there, just off by
know.
7 years and 4 months or whatever it is?
See, I don't even...
I hate having to do...
it's off because their New Year's is different. So I don't know if
you're
counts.
right. I just think having to do math for things like that sucks. Like every time I could deal with, different time zone, like Shafi's her class is in Barbados right now, or like the school is, even though they're remote here.
Yeah.
And so like, when the test is at, I might be messing it up, but if the test is at noon, it's at 1 or 11, one or the other.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few states that don't do daylight savings, right? Like Arizona doesn't do daylight savings.
That sounds like a pain too,
so,
but have to do... the calendar-wise, every time you're doing
business with anybody outside of Arizona, like it's
or Ethiopia,
or in Ethiopia,
it's pretty wild.
That is wild.
I thought another fun fact was that Japanese railways are super timely, and so if they're ever late with picking you up, they hand you a certificate to give to your boss or whomever you're reporting to. To say
that's how I would picture it.
To say that we're sorry.
I was wondering about an Airbnb in Ethiopia. Sorry to backtrack.
Oh.
But if you book your dates, what does it say?
Oh, yeah. Does it say 2013?
And is it probably how, like, how you get to translate if you ever message someone foreign and then they translate for you, they just convert that date for you.
Wow, what a hassle.
Yeah, that sounds stressful. Like, I'm going to check in on the 13th of, and then they're just way off.
Did y'all watch 90 Day Fiancé the other way?
The other way.
Yeah, it's like where people move to the other country instead of like them bringing somebody to America. And this poor little Jewish girl moved to Ethiopia and she was pregnant too. She got pregnant by this Ethiopian dude there who actually it was his second time getting an American pregnant. But the first American dipped out on him. She was like, fuck Ethiopia. I'm out of here.
I'm going back to 2021.
Right, exactly.
I'm going back to the future at this point.
Yeah, but this one stayed.
To make the family work.
Yeah, but she was...
You're stuck in the past.
Right, yeah.
That was not funny.
Was she miserable?
Was terrible.
She was very miserable. Yep.
That is just so unfortunate.
Yeah.
There's just so many people in the world living completely different lives.
Yeah.
Okay, last fun fact. I thought it was interesting. Russia only classified beer as an alcoholic drink in 2011. So anytime before that, it was just regular beverage, free for all.
I feel like...
A lot of Europe, they don't put or not even just outside of America, they don't put a big thing on booze.
And drinking age isn't really a thing in Europe. Like, you can send your kid to the store to buy you some wine and, like, nobody thinks twice about it.
Yeah.
Do you think that positively affects because you already start drinking at a young age, so it's not that big of a deal?
I think they've done studies on, like, comparing our youth culture versus others, and, like, we have a tendency to booze up.
Yeah. Harder. Like binge harder because it's like against the law and like you got.
But I've also met some Europeans at music festivals and they seem like they party real hard too.
It's a music festival type, so that's a specific type of person. But in general, they don't have like a huge problem with like underage drinking and like stuff like that.
When I went to Spain, when I was, I guess it was a Spanish exchange program, so I was in 10th grade and we went there for a week and then to Salamanca. And then they came back to stay with us like the following fall. And so it was like my first time ever going to bars and stuff. And like it was, like 100 kids from Maris and across like 3 grades. And we had a blast.
That's a lot.
But we got super fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
The whole time.
They were probably like, those damn American kids.
We were like,
Yeah, exactly.
This is awesome.
Always spot the Americans.
Yeah. 16-year-old Americans. I look real. I didn't, I probably looked 14.
Right.
This 14-year-olds, speaking English.
I feel like, I don't know, recently my recovery time from drinking is just trash.
Did you just turn 30?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens.
I'm just like, I don't even want to drink. Like, because all I had was 2 glasses of wine and a glass of champagne.
You're welcome to your 30s.
The next day, I had a blast. And then the next day I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrible.
Oh, it now takes 2 days to recover.
That's what happens in mid-30s. You just transition to 2 days.
Yep. It's lit, and it's like so automatic on your 30th birthday too. It's like all downhill from there. You wake up and hangovers are
my last night in Spain, I got, extremely hammered. My Spanish exchange student couldn't go out with me because to celebrate our last night because she had an English test the next day, like a big one. And I got I was throwing up everywhere. Her best friend like took me out, and they had to like walk me in, and like the mom like bathed me and stuff.
Oh my god!
And then like she's like yelling at me in Spanish because she's like, she's got a examen in English, and so. I remember her like kind of, and I'm like thinking, are you going to tell my parents if I can't really ask her in Spanish? It's not that great. And then they never did, except for now, Mom, if you're listening to this episode.
Right.
Your mom only listens to her.
But I felt great. The next morning I was like, all right, yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, that's how it used to be in college. Like you would die and be hovering over your dead body. And then like the next day you're fine.
It makes me sad because I'm like, if I travel, I just want to get fucked up. I'm going to be dead the next day. Yeah. It just makes me sad.
now like after once you turn 30 and you start drinking, you have to like make preparations as you're drinking for your hangover the next day. Like before you go to bed, you gotta like pop some Advil, drink a whole bottle of water. While you're drinking, you have to remember to drink water.
That's what I was doing. I was like, give me 2 water bottles, 2 glasses of wine, glass of champagne.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you're doing it right. You're doing 30s right. That's what you're supposed to do.
I try to go water, beer, water, something harder if I'm being peer pressured into being crazy.
Right, yeah.
Not peer pressure. Yeah, all my friends are like, are you taking a shot? Are you taking a shot? I was like, I can't do it. But here we are. I survived. Well, next on our list, where are we going, Maha?
Yay, Yacht Week! If you know me, you know Yacht Week is like my favorite experience of life. So let me tell you all about it a little bit. So it's called Yacht Week, which is a little bit misleading because people think it's just 1 week every year. But really, you get to choose your week, and it's all summer.
It's for a week.
It's for a week, yeah. But you get to choose your week, and there's several different routes, which are like different countries. So there's like the Croatia route is the main one. It's like the biggest one. But then there's the Croatia Ultra Festival too, which is like the Croatia route, but it takes you to this big music festival. There's the Greece route. Montenegro, I think there's an Italian route. There's a British Virgin Islands route. There's a bunch of different routes. But basically what it is you get, you can either rent your whole own yacht or you can get a 2-person room on a yacht with random people. Mm-hmm. So I've been twice.
That would be what I would have to do.
Yeah? Well, no, it's pretty, you think, but it's pretty easy to get people on board for Yacht Week because it's like so much fun.
I would just continue.
I was like, could you survive? I can survive with random people. I don't think.
I think it'd be kind of fun.
So that's what I did the first time. The first time I went, I only knew one person that invited me. And we had 2 boats. So it was 17 people. Didn't know any of them but the one guy who like I had gone to college with. And this was Croatia. So for Croatia, there's 60 yachts traveling together.
Damn.
And basically like every day you go to a different island on your yacht.
They're all heading for Ultra Music Festival.
Right. We didn't do the Ultra Music Festival route. Thank God. I already almost died just on the regular Croatian
route. And Ultra, that's all EDM. That's in Europe. It sounds like
in general on Yacht Week, it's pretty EDM heavy. Yeah. In general.
That sounds nuts.
Right. But so every week, every day you go to a different island and you dock there. So you get to get off the boat and explore like your different towns and stuff.
It's like
on the boat
baby cruise.
Kind of, yeah, except it's like a yacht. But, it's tight quarters, though. And you are on a boat, so, like, you gotta, be conservative about how much water you use and stuff like that. And you have the option to get a hostess. Yeah.
We're in our 30s.
The option to get a hostess, which is awesome because they cook you 2 meals a day. So the basic like layout of it is you wake up and you're like sailing to your next destination.
And you have a sailor, right?
Yeah, you have a skipper that sails the boat for you. Thank God. Obviously, we don't know how to do that. And then the hostess cooks you breakfast. So you wake up and it's like they cook. They throw down like and on a boat somehow. And these are all like kids that are like 19, 20 years old from like Europe and Australia and stuff like that. But anyways, you get to where you're going, you hang out, your hostess cooks you lunch after that. And they have a different party every night. Sometimes it's like a day party, sometimes it's a night party. They're all themed. So you get to have your different party every night.
I'm a big theme guy.
Yeah, you're a theme party type of dude.
Yeah, in college, I like themes better than the sorority girls.
And then one of the nights, all the boats just tie up in the middle of the ocean, so you don't dock. And you just get to hop around from boat to boat and like meet different people from all over the world.
Kind of sounds like Lake Lanier, though.
It does. It's kind
of
little
like dangerous.
A little bit.
Oh my God.
I don't think anybody's died on Yacht Week.
Can you combine the movie Taken with Lake Lanier? That sounds like a good way to do it.
Throw a little EDM in there, pepper it in. But yeah, you swim in the middle. So I've done Croatia was rough because it was like party 24 hours a day. And I was already in my 30s at the time. I think I was 30 years old, maybe 31. So it was basically, there was no like daytime, nighttime. You would just like take naps, wake up, party, take naps, wake up, party, like on a 24-hour cycle for 7 days. So it was a lot. Greece, I liked a little bit better because it was a little smaller. So it was like 30 yachts. So you got to know people more. Like Croatia, if you think about it, each yacht probably has 10 to 12 like party goers on it. So times 60 for Croatia, you can make best friends with somebody one day and then never see them again for the rest of Yacht Week. Whereas Greece was a little smaller, so you got more to like know people. Yeah, it was a little more intimate, and they're a little bit older. Like Croatia was like probably like 25, 26, 27, that age group. Greece was a little bit of an older group, maybe like 30 to 35. But it's so cool because you make friends with people all over the world. From my first Yacht Week, where like I was with 17 strangers, like I'm still really good friends with a lot of those people. They're like family now. Same thing with Greece. Greece actually ended up meeting a guy and dating him for like a year.
I was gonna say you probably meet like a different type of guy.
Yacht Week, boo. Not from Europe, from here, but still.
I was gonna say it'd be tough to date for another year.
Yeah,
across the pond.
But yeah, Yacht Week, theyachtweek.com if you want to check it out. We're actually hypothetically planning on doing one with our Once Upon A BnB crew at some point, right?
Sounds like we need to stay in Greece or somewhere.
Yeah, I want to do Montenegro. So I was supposed to do the Montenegro
Well, what are
route.
the fleet sizes on the ones you're trying to drag us to?
Yeah, so Montenegro, I think, was going to be like, it was even smaller. It was like 12 to 15 yachts. So you would basically
We obviously just got through talking about how weak we are as party goers, so smaller sounds more my speed.
No, Montenegro is a little smaller. It's 12 to 15 yachts. So you would probably know like every person on there.
Party goer, like
I could absolutely go hard for a week, but I just don't want to. It's
right.
I know I could.
Yeah.
Although
it's because we have to do shit all the time. If you're committed to going to Europe for a week, you're not working.
Doing anything, it's amazing.
I'm actually all in if I make that 1 week commitment, which is tough.
But yeah, no, it's awesome. It's so much fun. And you get to explore like all the different little towns that you stop in. So,
and we can corner people like pirates and then interview them about their crazy Airbnb stories.
Go camp.
Or tie them up or whatever.
Some wild shit on Yacht Week because like people are just like, woo, like there's no rules, especially Croatia. So we were just like, it was like late at night, so we're just sitting on the front of the boat like watching, and there's like these two girls on this boat with like probably 15 dudes, and then like. All of a sudden, like all of a sudden, like two dudes drop their pants and she starts like sucking two of their dicks like, at the same time.
Oh my God.
And then like somebody else like gets behind her.
Is this pre-social media?
It wasn't that long. It was like 3 years ago. No, there's definitely social media. Anyways, long story short, like, they end up like turning the light on in the room. Like she goes in the room and like 10 dudes follow her into the room, and then the lights go off. And
oh my gosh,
hopefully she's
there's a train on the water. How'd that happen?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
A train on a boat. Never seen that before. But, yeah.
I'm sure she had a blast. It's okay. Be safe. She's married now, like 2 kids.
Right, definitely. Might have been at the time.
Whatever happens in Croatia.
Right. Stays Croatia.
In Croatia. Unless maybe one of those cases from. Are you the daddy?
Are you episode of Maury? Yeah.
15. I was on Yacht Week and 15 dudes. I have no idea who the father is.
That's the international edition of Maury.
Right.
I have no freaking idea. No, but okay, you went to Rolling Loud recently. We have a few minutes left.
I went to Rolling Loud.
Anything crazy?
Liddy Two Titty. That was my first concert since the pandemic. It was pretty cool. Nothing too wild happened that I could think of. We were like in the little VIP.
I went to the opposite one. I went to this concert on Wild Haven. It was just like I got dragged to it, and I'd never seen a more empty venue. There was like 12 people. Oh my God.
Really?
Yeah.
Who was performing?
It was some like bluegrass band called Strung Like a Horse. So anyways, the absolute funny pun, but the absolute opposite of a successful music festival that I would love to hear about. Sorry.
Yeah. No, Rolling Loud is amazing. I really want to know what the like total attendance was.
It looks crazy. I went a couple years ago.
Festival in the world,
and it was fun. I remember just like running from stage to stage.
Yeah.
But this year I went was so sad because Young Thug's DJ was murdered.
Like at the
Like while they were in Miami, he was shot and killed. Yikes. And so Young Thug had like the worst performance. And at first, I'm just being so selfish, like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, what is this?
So bad?
Yeah.
I can't believe he still performed.
He still performed. It was a whole new DJ, so like they hadn't practiced or like mixed any of it or anything. It was really sad.
Wow.
I think Kodak Black got arrested and Lil Wayne got arrested.
Yeah,
I really wanted to see
did.
Kodak.
That was like a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
that was a wild one.
That was a wild one.
People got shot.
I was worried that this one would be like that just because like people been cooped up.
Because but it was. Too. I mean, as far as I know, there wasn't anything. I mean, the baby was a little wild, said some homophobic shit, and brought out Tory Lanez. Like even though Megan was also performing that day. But.
It was next. Is what that showed up on my newsfeed, and she was performing next.
Yeah, she was performing next.
And that Tory Lanez shit was weird.
Yeah.
Or right before one of the other.
And he came out like in a mascot outfit or something. It was strange. Very strange. While I was there, none of this seemed that crazy. I was just like, oh, woo, yay, this is awesome. But then in retrospect, I was like, oh yeah, I guess that was pretty fucked up.
Well, I think we had a great episode, guys. I think we nailed it. We did a great job. Thank you guys for Once Upon A BnB.
All right.
This has been Ian.
I'm Ann.
And Maha.
See you next time.
Adios.